Hello, and welcome to the Journey with Janie podcast. I am your host, Jane Anderson, and we are here on episode 7 of Rooted and Rising, season 5. Wow, how has that happened? Anyway, I am inviting you to walk with me, join with me today on my morning walk. And it would have been so easy just to sit at the computer and record it in the house. So here I am outside in the hills taking the Tilly dog out for her morning walk. I'm going to switch the camera around for those of you who are viewing because you don't want to hear or see me huffing and puffing as I'm walking about. So yeah, last week, just a little reminder, we talked about the joy of the rain arriving here in the hills of Northumberland, and I'm going to revisit that a bit today because we talked about the instant is the green showing through, and as you can see, yeah, it's a bit rough and ready where I am. I'm probably walking on the roughest part of the ground on the farm here, but you can see the green shoots. It doesn't look as orange as it did this time last week. So we talked about instant results, instant contact, people, the expectations of people. There, if we look across the valley, we can see the fields are starting to green up there. And yeah, how people expect. So when the rain comes, we almost expect that it is going to be instantly green. And that doesn't happen. We have to wait. We have to wait for the roots to be nourished, for them to grow. And a week on, it's starting to change colour, and it is actually greening up. So yeah, it's looking and noticing, and I think that's probably the theme of today. Look again at where you are, what you're actually doing. Are you on that little hamster wheel of getting up every day with the same routine? It's fine to have the same routine if it's beneficial, but is it a routine that gives you space for yourself in amongst all of that? Do you give yourself permission to take time out, even if it's just the 5 or 10 minutes that I talk about every week? And I now put on at the end of every podcast 5 or 10 minutes with the waves for you to actually sit and do absolutely nothing. Sit with your own thoughts and just be. Because sometimes that's what we need to recharge. We can question what we're doing right throughout the day, but sometimes we just need that little 5-10 minute slot of silence, listening to waves and just being in our own space. Oh, just missed a rabbit diving out there. So today I'm asking you to look again at what your life looks like. Write down what you do on a daily basis. This is something we did, and I still do regularly, to see where we are, what we can fill the time in, where are we wasting time. And I love this. Remember, there is no such thing as time. Time's man-made, so I never wear a watch anymore. Obviously I do stick to times for meetings and things. Yeah, so think about where your time actually does go. Do you sit and watch Netflix for 2 hours on a night time when you could be, I don't know, reading a book, writing some notes, writing about how you feel, sitting in silence for, I know I'd keep going on about this sitting in silence, but actually sitting with no phone, no electronics, just chilling. I did that yesterday after I'd been, for those of you who follow me on social media will know I've started a little job in the coffee shop in the village, at the pub. We've got a coffee shop. So I've been working there Monday, Tuesday this week. And yesterday I came home. I honestly hadn't been on my phone all day because I didn't have time. I maybe checked once or twice. I had for phone calls and things. And I put my phone into the kitchen and I came and sat outside with the sun on my face and just let the whole day dissolve away. Not because it was a stressful day, it was a beautiful day, having the conversations and being able to strike up conversations with people about the village, about where I live, and the joy of actually being able to talk about these things. People genuinely interested in farm life, because a lot of people who visit the national park here in the north of England are walkers, and yeah, so they're always curious and ask lots of questions, so thoroughly enjoyed that. And I've totally digressed because I was on about sitting and actually chilling. I think I ended up sitting for nearly an hour without even realising that I was just in my own space, feeling the feels. If you get the drift, if you do the silence thing on a regular basis, you'll know what I'm talking about. And just actually switching off from the busyness of the day, I suppose, and going back, calming, and yeah, was absolutely amazing. The joy of the sun is definitely I'm definitely a sun worshipper, if there is such a thing. And yes, we have tonight's solar eclipse to look forward to. So happy solar eclipse, everybody, and happy glorious 12th as well. And that got me thinking about the seasons. I know we've talked about seasons a lot. The farming countryside calendar, the seasons that we go through, and all the little things like the glorious 12th that come up and make us realise, you know, in my granda and grand Ben's era, you often talked about the moon cycles and things like that. So yeah, oh, some beautiful butterflies flying past. Trying to zoom in on the heather that is starting to carpet the hill at the minute. Yeah, so my granda Ben used to talk about the moon cycles quite regularly, and as a kid you think, oh, what's he on? But yeah, it's really interesting. So tonight I'm looking forward to seeing this eclipse. I don't have my eclipse glasses, but apparently if you turn your phone and view it on selfie mode, you can do it that way. Who knows? I'm looking at the sun there now for guys. So yeah, I've rattled and rambled today, guys. I hope this makes sense. All I'm going to say is look again. I know I set journal prompts and things for last week, and look again. at what you have done this week. Is it the same as the week before? Have you made any changes? If not, why not? So yeah, we're rooted and rising, guys. Do the do, and let's see where we are in 5 or 6 more episodes. I will keep putting the waves on at the end. Sit in the sunshine tonight, put your feet up, pretend you're on a beach somewhere, and just let yourself drift away and see what it feels like. Write down what it feels like after you've done it. And then you can revisit that feeling at any point that you want to. So that's it, guys, for this week. Take care.